Hey guys, hope you're well. Today I'm going to talk about what I'm going to call weakest link arm wrestling training. So what I mean by that, and it kind of summarizes the sort of training philosophy that I have. A lot of people ask me, very regularly, hey Ryan, when are you going to start training your arms? When are you going to start training your side pressure? When are you going to start training your base power? I've always been someone who's trained my hand, and what I'm going to change it to is the philosophy of the weakest link. Now, for me, like an example of this, what I mean is we can talk about my side pressure, okay? Let's leave the hand control aside for a while. I know I've got good hand control. Most people would agree with that, but most people would say, hey Ryan, what's going on with your side pressure? So for me, it's all about weakest link. So for me, the weakest link in my side pressure is not my shoulders, my pecs, all of that energy, that strength isn't actually being used to its maximum potential. Just like in hand control, most people's lats are stronger than their hand is until they develop their hand to an adequate level that they can keep up with their lats. But for me, my pecs, my shoulders, they're strong enough to do more side pressure than I currently put in a match. But my weakest link is this little thing right here, okay? No matter what position I'm in, whether I'm in a supinated position or a fully pronated position, to drive sideways hits that, always highlights that. So for me, there is absolutely no point in me strengthening my chest and shoulders for the purpose of side pressure until that thing can handle what I can do. Now, that's what I mean by weakest link. That's my current weakest link in side pressure, that thing right there. So the question then comes back, and here's where the philosophy kind of expands. For me, what should I be training? When should I train shoulder and chest? Should I train shoulder and chest the moment that this can handle what that's up to? Or do I need to go a little bit past? Now, my theory is I will always, 100% always focus on my weak link. My weak links are always going to be this elbow connection in relation to side pressure, and my hand in relation to back pressure. Okay, so for me, I will always train my weakest links. Now, a lot of people ask about, hello Eliza, good girl. A lot of people ask if I'm actually progressing in strength on my static hold, my bicep, or anything like that. I can tell you that. Excuse me, lady, daddy's talking. Thank you, darling. What I can tell you is that I do test my static hold ability about once every 3 to 4 months just to see if it's progressing. And I can 100% tell you that my static hold is progressing significantly without me ever training it. Now the reason that is the case is because naturally just arm wrestling, being on the table, which I am quite a bit, results in me using my arm in a very efficient way. Then I'm training my arm to be just as strong as my arm requires, given what I can do with my hand. So then the question always comes back, well, are you ever going to focus on arm? My answer is no. I'm always going to focus on my hand and all my connective tissue that form the weakest link to any given particular movement. Now my theory on that is, if you, as an arm wrestler, you've only got so many hours in your lifetime that you're going to be able to train. So I don't know how many, let's say there's 20,000 hours that you're going to dedicate in your lifetime to arm wrestling. Now if you dedicated 10,000 of those hours to what I'm talking about and the other 10,000 to power, okay, you might be at a certain level. Let's imagine that. My belief is that if you spend all 20,000 dedicated on those weakest links and never worried about the major horsepower in the engine room, I believe that arm wrestler would beat this arm wrestler. The reason being is because these weakest links are things that make those other components irrelevant, okay? So like I said, I believe I have a shoulder and a pec and lats more than capable of enough side pressure to finish everyone in my current opposition group, I guess. The Danny Teshers of the world, the Justin Bishops of the world. What I lack is that against someone like a Justin or someone like a Danny, that is my limiting factor. Okay, my hand is doing just fine at the moment. At the moment, relative to my opponents, my hand is good. Does that mean I'm going to stop training my hand? Goodness no. The more I can take my hand, the more I can deeply set my hand, the less side pressure or the less back pressure as well my opponent's going to have. Anyway guys, that is my theory, that is my philosophy on weakest link training. And now, like I said, it is always going to be a controversial theory. Lots of people ridicule me for it, but hey, this is an experiment. I'm a living test subject here. We'll see how well I go in the sport of arm wrestling. I've done alright so far up to this point, so let's see if I keep progressing with my 100% focus on weakest links. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you agree, disagree, think I'm an idiot, think I'm on the money, whatever. I'm all ears. Anyway guys, take care, and thanks for watching.